Going on, everybody? I was looking at my subscribers today. Very interesting is I guess people assume that I look harder at my subscriptions and things that go around. The only thing I kind of try to be careful of, which I think I've put parameters for, is comments, because I just don't want people to be brutalized when they try to learn or share. And sadly, one of the greatest things that seems to be happening on my channel since I've begun is that everybody wants to silence my sharing, my love for giving, the ability for you and I to have a conversation while we have many differences and different opinions, that we can at least, if you are open-minded, share in books and just to actually look at different viewpoints. And as perhaps, a conversation may progress, that you and I may be able to share books that will further help you and show you a path. And perhaps at some point, the many paths become clearer, and the allegories become clearer, and the deception becomes clearer, and the system becomes clearer, and you as a person become more profitable to yourself and to others, and that we no longer just live for ourselves, but we live for others. Now, in saying that, you must love yourself. And I am surrounded by a large group of people, even though I have been able to clean up something that literally has been just hanging over me. Literally has tried to take the food out of my mouth, has literally tried to put me on the streets for just being a good person trying to share literature. It's really that simple. My opinion is not that strong, although I will get strong with certain individuals at times, only because if you're going to put it out there correctly. You'll notice that some of my people that may be considered my enemy, while boisterous at times, the actual knowledge that they are putting out is almost silent. I'm probably one of the people that speaks up the most, and I don't mean that in a haughty way. I question myself. I've stopped in many ways, but it's your life. I have my life. You have yours. There are people now that have really, really tried to affect my life, and I have actual natural things in life that are affecting my life. Life itself daily affects my life. It's all well and good that we live in this middle path. These people talk about the middle path and blah, blah, blah. But if I get run over by a motorcycle, my middle path is my leg is mangled and I've got to go to the hospital. There are some misnomers to some of this enlightenment. And I encourage anybody that has the time that is close to Vegas to please go to the Bellagio and see O. I've never intentionally tried to hurt anybody, especially in their private life. Absolutely not in their private. Mentally, at times, I have given tough love. I've been attacked. I mean, most of the time I've been on here, I've been attacked. But going from what I've been through, I'm trying to, my house has actually been very cleaned up. I don't know who's doing it, but looking at me is now much cleaner than it used to be, and I don't want to be associated with anything that is negative. And those people that want to do that, I want to take care of that as speedily as possible and try to associate them with an old genre, an old house, an old way of thinking. I think we're really coming up to a time where we're going to need to stand up together as friends and family, regardless of who we are or what we are. I don't know if you've looked at some of my latest videos, but there are people on there while I was accused of being a racist, I have people that people are just going to say, "Well, you need a blood." I can't just run and hide, put my head in the sand every time somebody decides to be something that I'm not. I allow people to speak openly and freely. So there are a couple comments I'm going to remove, and I was starting to block some of the sock accounts, and the ones where they worked a little harder, I've left them up. And, they're little jibes at times, and at other times they're sharing a little something that may be part of their personality. I'm not here to, blind myself. I'm here to learn from other people, and I'm here to learn perspectives from other people. But at the same time, I'm not here to condone evil. I'm not here to condone, and I don't want to, people use the word bullying all the time. There's a huge difference between tough love, telling somebody honestly something in a way that you must understand them a little bit to emotionally help them correct themselves, versus being just somebody that's demonstrative, overbearing, controlling, and just basically, in a certain sense, kind of evil. There's a lot of people on here that are narcissistic, that have perhaps even deeper issues. Now, I'm not talking to a certain gentleman here who's telling me, I've been like this for a while. You kind of need to be quiet. You know who you are. There's parts of you that don't add up in certain aspects of what you're trying to communicate with me. And while your friends may have looked at me, they may have not climbed up the ladder high enough. I'm still not sure what my path is. I actually still have an opportunity and many paths that I can take. But I also have a life and a family and a responsibility. And that has been severely attacked. And when I mean severely, I mean severely. Okay, I had two individuals that totally tried to destroy my life. One, because I tried to interpret a word for them, just a single word. And the other one, that even though they knew that this individual was trying to destroy me for the sake of destroying me, hopped on that bandwagon and tried to destroy me. So while I see all of you around me, I still am not pulling back my hand. My mind is open. My gifts are given freely. Well, soon I may actually give a PayPal account out here, because I would like, better equipment, and there's things that I would like to improve in my life. I'm not going to go into my personal situation, but my life is not it's not easy. I've had issues, but I'm going to put out not many videos like this per se. I'm looking forward to putting out the kind of musical, thought-provoking videos 2 to 3 times a week, probably two times a week, maybe 3 if I can really do it. But I'm looking to put out one video that actually is going to just basically deal with how I was in the old-fashioned way. I'm going to go back to the books, but I'll put it in a non-speaking form, because I'm not here to, I'll put out the research, and there'll be more of a research type videos. My old videos are research videos. They are for the scholastic. They're for those people that are actually trying to decipher what is around them. I've given them in language things that are very very deep. These are things that you can dismiss things by. And a lot of the things that a lot of you are saying would be pointless for me to try to debate or talk about, because they don't exist within my studies, because they no longer are there. I've gone past those things. I don't mean to say that haughtily. I'm just trying to say that that's where I'm at. I'm not trying to I can't put somebody on a path. You can't give all the sayings. People say, "Oh, you're regurgitating, or you're going over, you're putting out what's already there." Well, they put those things there as markers for paths. Like if you were going to go hike down a certain road and there's two paths, but one it ends at a cliff. Okay, they're going to give you a marker to go to the other side. I'm not going to say left or right or center because everybody has their path, but I can help you guys understand where you are at as far as study in comparative religion. Am I a historian? No. Am I a theologian? No. But I can help you to dismiss a lot of things just by my study, and I'm just here to help. And I'm not trying to be a leader. I'm definitely not trying to be a follower. That's for sure. And I'm not trying to be a guru or a messiah. We've been through, if you've been with me for a while, we've been through all of that. That's not what we're here for, at least not myself. I'm just here to help you see past a lot of things. So for the people that end up as atheists, I don't even know how they can do that. They haven't, in my personal belief, with all the information that is given to us presently, I don't know how you can just make a decision about reality. To me, that's foolhardy and foolish. And I literally wouldn't even understand how you could do that. Now, at the same time, I don't know how you, after a certain amount of study, that you would still be idealistic or dogmatic. These two things have to come together. You have to understand the shortcomings of science. There is a great amount of shortcomings. And it has to do with where you put your perspective, where you put your frame of thought. And these are philosophical things, but these philosophical things are not just twisting in the wind. These things will give you a very strong base, especially the understanding of man and the understanding of the change of religion and science and how they've hidden things and how they hold things. And then at some point, hopefully, you'll see the basic system, that's when I'm presenting just basic numbers and things like that, where they're just showing you a basic idea. Those hold the archetypes, because I don't want to get into that too much, but the archetypes, all is number. And the cycle and the numeric wheel of the universal principle will unite you microscopically, telescopically, figuratively, literally, mentally, spiritually. These things will all start to connect. And it's not something that you can just give to somebody. You have to work at it. And in some cases, you have to be slightly blessed to be in the position to experience a certain amount of pain, or to be in a situation where, like if you're in the martial arts where they're beating you with sticks till you overcome pain and you get into this, and I'm not saying euphoric sensations, but you overcome the flesh. A lot of it has to do with overcoming the flesh. But you don't want to go into Videodrome. And I put that out as well. So this is Eric in A Covenant of Love. This is the video. I really hope that I can somehow give you hope, or at least a path. If you are a seeker, if you are a true mystic, you are not dogmatic or idealistic, that you can follow, that you can seek, that you can dismiss. Stexenhammer 666, I enjoy a lot of how he speaks. It is the journey. And somebody will say, well, somebody already said that. Well, yeah, but I'm still in my body. If I fall down I fall on a nail and it goes through my arm, that's going to be my existence at that point. If I'm walking out and I don't pay attention and a car runs me over, that's my existence at that moment. So I'm not here to dismiss the actual moment. And so many people want to dismiss the moment and say that, all of a sudden I'm everything. Well, no. Sometimes because of an accident, I am intertwined with people. Sometimes by the moment in laughter or humor, I'm intertwined with people in the moment. And that's the beauty, is when you see how interwoven everything is. Much love to everybody. Have a good night.